Well, good evening and good morning. My name is Willie Lawson of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and fightbackmediatv.com. Um, this is the morning report. I know you see the evening report banner back there. We do an evening report, hopefully every evening. We have not done one this week because I've had, frankly, some health difficulties. But the beginning of this show is not about me. Before we get started, um, I like to send out our condolences to the Husar family. Uh, I found out today, and it happened yesterday or the day before, that my dear friend and teammate in this conservative movement, Shirley Husar, passed away. And that's all the details that I know. And frankly, if I knew any more details, I probably wouldn't tell you. But suffice it to say that she has passed away. And we are struggling with that news, frankly. We are struggling with that news. Uh, Shirley was, if you knew Shirley, you knew that Shirley had uh, sort of unstoppable energy and an understanding of the foes that she was up against and that we were all up against. She picked Trump way before I did, way before I did. She had an understanding that I did not have. Uh, and she had an energy that I hope that someday I can muster. And as you know, my numbers age get bigger. It's harder and harder to muster that level of energy. And her dream, Urban Game Changers, uh, is something that must live on. Urban Game Changers is dedicated to holding local officials accountable as well as ourselves to the things that we say we're going to do. Are they are they local officials especially? Are they keeping their promises? How they come to your church? How they come to your neighborhood? They knock on your door and they tell you these things, and you elect them, and they go away. You never see them again, and they do whatever the hell they want, even if it's 180 degrees opposite of what they said they would do. You have these unelected officials, unelected people running around in your community saying that they're going to fight for you on this or that and doing exactly the opposite. And they do that time and time again. And this is the point where Shirley and I connected some 10 years ago or so. We connected there after she saw some of my videos and she heard the podcast. Um, she decided that I was somebody that she wanted to partner with, and I was honored. I didn't know Shirley, only through some of her videos on YouTube and some of her writing at the Washington Times. And she got a number of us to write at the Washington Times. And we did, and we did that for, a number of years, a bunch of articles. Most of them, unfortunately, are gone because the Washington Times decided that they didn't, I don't know, they didn't need us. A mistake they made. But today I'm missing my friend. Sometimes she would, when she lived in California, sometimes she would forget that she was 3 hours behind me. And at 8:30 her time, 11:30 my time, she would call and check on me and see how I was doing, and to tell me about an idea she had that she wanted my help on. And I would have to say, after about an hour and a half of conversation, I said, that it's Tuesday morning, right? Here. And she would go, yeah, I know, but listen. And then another hour would pass. Then I would joke with her, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some coffee because the sun's coming up. And then she would say, well, go to bed then. In 2014, when I was desperately ill and nearly died myself, um, she kept in constant contact with my family, checking on me, making sure that I was okay, and letting you guys know how I was, especially the Urban Game Changers family, which is around the country. And I can tell you, I can't speak for them as individuals, but as an organization, we are hurting today. We are truly hurting today. We here at Fight Back Media send our condolences to our family, the boys. You guys are awesome. Your mother loved you. Your mother loved you more than anything. But you guys already know that, right? We're going to dedicate these series of programs to my friend, Shirley Husar, and take a little break. Got some stuff to talk about. We'll be right back. So is it okay now, because it was, during the Trump administration, it is okay to talk about the president's
yeah. We talked about mental health elderly, so let's talk about this guy mental health.
The president's mental acuity, because there's sometimes where it seems to be lacking. Have you seen?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's especially bad. I'm talking about sometimes it's like really bad. Like, have you seen the picture?
I was told not to take any questions.
I was told not to take any questions. They're going to be mad at me.
They're going to be mad at me.
Mr.
President, are you the president or are you five?
You see, what I want. See, the next question is, excuse me,
I was told to call on what you call for NBC. Who's telling you to call on?
That's the question that we ought to be asking. Who's telling you this?
I don't understand why nobody won't ask that question.
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Who's telling you to call on these people in the media?
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Probably so.
All right. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Evening Report. It's already a little different. This is an interesting thing that I want to talk about. We've all seen oil prices or gas prices sort of inch up over the past week or so, or month or so. Part of it is there's cold weather in areas where refineries are shutting down or closing because of the weather, or at least backing down production. That drives prices up a bit, and demand is back up. Demand is back up in a lot of places, and one of the places demand is up is in China, Communist China, and we are, as a nation, supplying them with oil, energy. And it seems like the only, or one of the only, of our elected officials that's mentioning that and talking about is our friend Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz introduced a bill that would ban the Biden administration from actually selling oil from the United States. Listen to me, the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserves to the communist country of China. Our reserves we have for our rainy days, the Biden administration is actually selling to China. The bill is titled Protecting America's Strategic Petroleum Reserve Act from China Act. The bill passed in a bipartisan vote, 331 to 97, with 113 Democrats in favor of the bill. What's that tell you? In a statement, Cruz criticized President Joe Biden for selling America's oil to the Chinese Communist Party. In return, Americans are having to shell out more of their hard-earned money to pay for his actions. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve was intended to ensure that America had sufficient oil. Instead, Joe Biden sold oil to the Chinese Communist Party. Now, you can say he didn't sell it to the party, he sold it to China. But in China, China is the Chinese Communist Party. They were stockpiling oil for their own strategic use. And while Americans are paying higher and higher prices for fuel because of the Biden administration's disastrous energy policies, Ted Cruz said, under the Biden administration, they have released over 250 million barrels of oil, which was intended in an event of a natural disaster disrupting gas or oil production. Those were supposed to be for us. It's like selling your emergency food to your enemy. In November of 2021, the Biden administration first ordered the Department of Industry to drill into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, claiming that it was a major effort to moderate the price of oil, while also lowering the price of at the pump for Americans. Last year, the House Oversight Committee reported that the Biden DOE sold nearly 1 million barrels of Strategic Petroleum Reserve oil to Unipec America, which is a company owned by the CCP. A deal that Joe Biden's son, Hunter, made profits from. These folks, they don't give a damn. It's hard to believe that people who are at that stage are really still about the money. Most people I have found who are at that stage, at that level, it isn't really about the money anymore because they've got plenty of money, the power. But these folks, it's still, maybe because Joe's from Scranton, he's a Scrantonite, maybe it's still about the money for him. The U.S. oil reserve is at its lowest level since 1986, despite having one of the world's largest oil reserves, thanks to Biden's energy efforts to cater to China. We need to immediately act to stop this from happening in the future and unleash American energy, Cruz continued. This is absolutely an amazing thing. So much, in fact, that even Democrats in the House saw this. Selling energy or oil from our strategic petroleum reserves to a country that wants us off the face of the earth is outrageous, and especially outrageous when you consider that Hunter Biden can actually make a few bucks. Well, I say that, but make money and lots of it when this takes place. It's unconscionable. Absolutely unconscionable. What do you think? Just write it down here in the comments. And I said that I would put that link on the article that townhall.com is doing about the homosexual couple that adopted 2 little boys. And that's all I can tell you. It's going to blow your mind. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been the Evening Report. The Evening Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sake, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. We'll see you, Shirley.